Hey, what is up everyone? In this video, I will be going over on how to build Kokomi. So, Kokomi is a Hydro Catalyst user who offers healing to your team along with frequent Hydro application. She can help set up freeze/vaporize teams and also works decently well with electrocharge setups. However, she's weird. It's like I really want to love her kit, but I also don't at the same time. I love everything except the damage, but I'm having fun trying to beat enemies with her, so I don't know how to feel just yet. So moving on to a quick kit analysis, Kokomi isn't really meant to be a main DPS, yet she has a selfish burst, which means that she has to be on the field when her burst is activated. She doesn't generate much energy either, but she can heal, and she does heal pretty well. And she also has negative crit rate, so building crit on her is basically useless and not recommended whatsoever. So this is my Kokomi. All of her talents are at 6. Now her auto attacks, they're always Hydro of course, and she's a Catalyst user. Her elemental skill leaves an off-field jellyfish that applies Hydro frequently and heals your team if you are within the near vicinity of said jellyfish. Then her burst coats her with a ceremonial robe and increases her normal/charge attacks, and the damage also, you get a damage boost that scales off of Kokomi's max HP. So this is Kokomi's entire kit. It's actually not that complicated and it does synergize really well with each other, except it's kind of weird how she's not meant to be a main DPS, yet her burst is an on-field burst. And one other quick note about her burst is that when it's activated, your entire team will start to get healed, so that is pretty useful and it makes sense why she's on field. However, it's still a little bit weird, considering that her damage isn't that high for her to stay on the field for that long. But regardless of that, her entire kit scales off of Kokomi's max HP, including how much she heals. And for priorities, I'd say they all hold pretty similar capabilities/importance, but her burst is somewhat more important for overall damage needs. Her auto attacks can increase her damage, but not by a lot, and her elemental skill is also an off-field jellyfish, and it applies Hydro, and it can also heal, so I'd say like overall priorities would be burst, elemental skill, and then auto attacks. Onto artifacts. You have multiple options and setups. Overall, I think a 4-piece Heart of Death would be best, but you can also do a 2-piece Heart of Death with a 2-piece Tenacity set, or even a 4-piece Tenacity works. It all kind of depends on how you want to use Kokomi. For overall more damage, 4-piece Heart of Death. For overall more support, you could do a 4-piece Tenacity, but for like a good balance in between, you can do 2-piece and a 2-piece. For the stats, you want HP percentage on the Sands, Hydro bonus on the Goblet, and either HP or healing bonus on Circlet. Her burst does increase her damage, also based on her healing bonus, so that is something to consider. But however, there isn't a huge difference regardless of which one you choose, so either option is totally fine. As for the substats, she is somewhat easier to build since she doesn't need any crit type of stats. However, this is also weird because Kokomi is the first character in the game that has negative crit rate and she doesn't use crit at all. For substats, the ones to seek are HP percentage, hard HP, elemental mastery, energy recharge, and attack percentage, at least from the ones that I prefer on her. She's overall an easy character to build in terms of artifact. However, you can also do like a 4-piece Blizzard or a 4-piece Lava Walkers for increased elemental reaction damage, but as a whole/utility reason, a 4-piece Heart, 4-piece Tenacity, or 2-piece combo offers more overall support capabilities. Onto her weapons, she does have quite a limited roster. Her best in slot is of course the catalyst intended for her, the Everlasting Moonglow. She also has a really good 4-star option, which is the Prototype Amber. It is a free-to-play one, it's the one that you can craft, and it does give you an HP main stat, which is what you need. Another free-to-play option would be the Dodoko Tales Catalyst if you have it, but it was a limited time catalyst that was here during the Midsummer Festival, I think, like the Golden I actually totally forgot how to say that word anyways, but yeah, it was during that time and it was accessible to everyone, but it's gone now. And in terms of a 3-star catalyst, you could also use the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers. This one's pretty good. It also gives you an HP main stat, and the substat is actually pretty good as well. However, for Kokomi, while I do recommend HP main stat weapon, you can also use anything that's attack percentage or elemental mastery, but overall, since her kit scales off of HP, I'd go for the HP one. And other weapons like crit rate ones or crit damage ones, not useful whatsoever. I wouldn't recommend it on Kokomi at all, since it's really hard to even push her negative crit rate up to a positive one and a useful one, so I really avoid that. Now for team comps, overall Kokomi is good for applying Hydro on an enemy, but she can be replaced, which is why I can't really say who she works that well with, since Xingqiu or Mona outperforms her as a whole. However, since Kokomi is Hydro, she can be used in nearly all situations where Hydro is needed, and the only character I could think of where she wouldn't be optimal, and that's Hu Tao, since Hu Tao needs low HP to deal her biggest damage. So Kokomi can offer a lot of support since she can use Hydro, and Hydro is one of my favorite sub-DPS elements because it allows you to set up some pretty good reactions, and also she is a healer, so that is somewhat beneficial. For some team examples, Kokomi works well for elemental reactions, as I said, and some teams that I have tried and liked are Ayaka, Kokomi, Kazuha, and Diona. This will allow you to have a freeze comp, and it does work really well. I also like to pair her with Ball for Electro Charge. They do complement each other pretty well, and Kokomi can offer utility due to her healing capabilities. Another team, for example, that I liked was Yoimiya, Kokomi, Ball, and Bennett. This can give you Pyro Resonance and also set up some Electro Charge and Vaporize reaction. I actually like this team, and it has nearly infinite healing because of Kokomi and Bennett, so you don't need to worry much about dying at all. You could also do like a full Inazuma 5-star team, and it does work pretty well, but you would lose out on damage because of no Pyro Resonance. You can also use Kokomi as your standalone healer and do something like Ayaka, Kokomi, Rosaria, and Kazuha, or Yoimiya, Zhangling, Kazuha, and Kokomi. I think you could also do like a freeze comp with Ganyu, but I don't have her, so I couldn't really test it. Kokomi does shine much more when used fully as a support/sub, and can be used instead of your other Hydro characters. Anyhow, onto the showcase of all information I was able to gather for Kokomi.
Got you thinking. Got you thinking.
Alright, so there you have it everyone. As I've said, I actually like her as a healer and Hydra applicator. She is useful for support and sub purposes, but I would not go out of my way to try to make her a damage dealer. You'd have to really optimize her stats just to do bare minimum damage. I think Kokomi, while sad, isn't a character that is a must-have. However, if you love the character, go for it. I always preach that Genshin is about fun, and dealing insane damage isn't always necessary. Use who you want to use, and you'll be able to play the game just fine. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope I was able to help you build Kokomi, and I hope you have fun building the character and using her. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe button, and along with the notification bell, and I will see you all in the next one. oXevo is out.